Well, now we would simply move on to Python Dictionary. And Python Dictionary is one of the most important topic you need to know in Python because you would literally work with data in almost any tech field. So Python Dictionary just simply allows you to store key value pairs. As you can see, it is emphasized, and as you store this key value pairs, you'll be able to access certain informations using the key. Okay, and a good example I simply have here is a variable called student. To create a dictionary, you need to open your curly bracket. Okay, so that represents dictionary in Python, and then you could have your name this way. You have to put in a colon, as you can see, and then you can pass in your name. Once this is done, you put in a comma and you apply this for every information or data you want to include. You can see one thing about the keys. The keys are the one on the left, by the way. Name, you can see they are all in double quotes. Okay, so no matter what, even though they are just text, you have to put it in double quote. Now when you want to assign values, the values, well, are the data types. So this is John, which has to be written in a string, right? This is 22. 22 is a number. You don't have to put that in double quotes. So the values are the actual data types, but the keys, everything must be in a double quote like we have here. Okay, and that's just a simple dictionary, and that's one way we would actually build a dictionary. So let's apply this same principle, this same example that we simply have here. So I have a variable called student, and this student, well, to now create your dictionary, you have to open your curly bracket, press enter this way. Okay, good. Now imagine I just want a student information, so with his name, age, height, his discipline, and all that. So in a double quote, you pass in the name, and then you have to put colon to set what the student's name would be. Now let's pretend the student name is called Glax. All right, so then the next thing we are gonna want to have is going to be the student age. So you want to put in a comma after everything you've typed, and then press enter to jump to the next line. So this time we want the student age. So in a double quote again, or single quote, you want to type age, put in a colon, then you pass in the student age. So say the student is actually 33. Again, you put in a comma, you jump to the next line. So say we want to store the student's height. So of course you have to put the height in a double quote like what I have here, put in a colon, and well, heights should be stored in a float. A float is more like a decimal number, right? So let's say his height is 4.8 like that, and you want to put in a comma again, and we could, you know, store as many different informations as we have. Like we have course here, right? So let's say it's the course he offers. So of course you type that in a double quote, so course, and then we could set this course to Python, because that's the course is interested in learning, right? Cool. Now this is just simply a simple dictionary. So key value, key value, key value, like that. And let's add one more. So let's say this student is actually active, maybe learning Python. So we could create a variable called is active and put in a colon. So of course don't forget to wrap this inside a double quote like this, and then this is active. It could either be set to true or false. So let's say it's active right now at the moment, and we set that to true, and that's it. So we've created a simple dictionary, a simple key pair, and then let's actually just print this now. So we would simply print student, and let's run this file. So now you can see we simply have a simple dictionary here, right? So this is just how dictionary really is in Python, and that's it. Okay, so let's say we have one more information we needed to add for this student, and let's say this information is to add the country he is from. And what you want to do is on the first line, because let's say this had already been created, we can modify it, right? So if you want to add maybe his country, so you could call the dictionary student, and all you just needed to do is to open a square bracket this way and pass in the key. Okay, so the key is going to be country, then the value this is going to be, and let's say the country is simply going to be USA this way. Okay, good. Now I already printed student right at the bottom here anyway, so if I run this file now again, you see now that country is going to be part of this new information. So you can see we have the country, which is the key, and the value, which is USA. Okay, so you can see this is how to simply add new values. So you could always write this as a comment, so adding new values. Okay, so you don't forget. All right, so now let's actually learn how to fetch specific data from a dictionary. To do that, instead of this print here, by the way, I would simply comment this out. So right beside the print here, you could access, say you wanted to just know what course he offers. Okay, so inside of your print function, you open the square bracket like I did just now, and you pass in the key, so which is course. So this is going to print just the value of this particular key you are trying to access. So if I run this now, you'd get to see that in our terminal, we simply have Python there. Okay, it's as easy as that. So you could access more and more values as you just need to. So you could say accessing values. Okay, good. So we've learned how to access value now. So what I want to do is, well, let's say this time now is today's his birthday, so we need to update his age, right, which should be 34. Now I just want to show you how to update values in a dictionary, right? And all you just need to do, of course, is to, let's print this first of all right away. So we're printing students. Okay, so above it, by the way, so we call student, then to update this value, you open a square bracket. It's just more like, say we are trying to add a new value, but we are not adding a new value called country or anything. We are trying to recall what already exists here already, which is age, right? So then we pass in age, and then you could reset the age to maybe 34. So you could take in a key which exists already and update the value. All right, so once you run this now, students is printed already, by the way. You'd get to see now that the age is now 34, not 33. So that's how to also update values. So comment this out. So let's learn how we can simply remove values from a dictionary. Okay, so to remove values, there are a couple different ways you could do that. So first of all, the one which you may or may not be familiar with already, so we call student, then dot. Now once you add dot, it gives you access to a bunch of dictionary methods you could try, and these are just very few of them. Now the one I simply want to use is called pop. Okay, now when you try pop this time, it automatically removes the last index number, the last value from your dictionary, which is this one here. But if you want to remove a specific value, you could pass in the index number. Oh, this is a dictionary, you don't need to pass in the index number. Okay, so but by default, pop automatically just removes the last value. So if we simply run this right now, okay, so we have an exception right here, and then to check it out, it says pop expects one argument, and the argument is simply expect is the key, is the key you want to remove, the key and the value you want to remove. Okay, so say for example, want to remove the student's name. To do that, you need to pass in the key of that key value. Okay, so we just pass in the key. Okay, and if you run it now, this removes name from that. And if you are going to print the result so that you can see the new update, by the way, so you would see that now we just have age, height, course, and is active, right? You can see there is no age there. So pop removes a specific key value pair by passing in key as the argument. Well, another option is called the pop item. So I'm just going to comment out the student the pop. So if we say student dot, there's also another option called pop item. Now pop item removes the last item from your dictionary. So if you run this, it automatically removes the last key value, which is active. As you can see, the result doesn't show it's active, but when using pop, it allows you to remove a specified key value from your dictionary, because those are just the two differences there. And then we also have another one where we could remove values. This allows you to clear your list entirely. So this is called the clear. So the clear method, if you run this clears your dictionary and you have absolutely nothing just right inside of it. So you can see we just have an empty dictionary, right? Though we are not removing that, let's comment that out and make sure that we simply having all of our students already. Okay, so cool. So this is just simply how to remove values. So let's just talk about some very few dictionary methods that we could simply try. So just going to write it here as a comment. So the first one might just want to be so let's say student. Now, well, how could we print all the keys? Okay, so we have all these keys here, so we just want to print everything. We don't want to print the value, so how do we print all of these keys, right? So to simply do that, well, we could do that directly inside the print. So if you put in a dot right in front, we have keys itself. Okay, it helps you just print out all the keys only from the dictionary. So it's a method, as you can see, and if you run it, this returns you all the keys like just name, just age, height, course is active. As you can see, we have it here: name, age, height, course is active. Okay, so this returns you just the keys of your dictionary. We also have the other one, you know, the what your keys are storing are called values, right? So you could also return the values. So just comment this out. So that will be student dot values, as you can see, right? So if you also run this will return you all the values from your dictionary. All right, so sweet. Now what if you wanted to return both the keys and values? Well, what you might have probably thought was to just print student, though students would return both the keys and the values. But since we're talking about dictionary methods, it has its own way of actually showing the result of both the keys and values. Now the entire keys and values, well, they are just simply called items. Okay, so items is just a combination of keys and values. So in that case, then that's going to be student dot. Anyways, as soon as you type dot though, you see these few options we've been trying. You can see we have items, as you can see. So if you run it, this is going to simply return you the dictionary items, which is like the entire dictionary, you know, the key value, the key value, the key and value, right? Like so. Okay, so I think we've been able to see a few different dictionary methods. We also have dots. We also have this option called get. Okay, so get allows you to, well, get a value from your list. So say maybe I just want to get the name, and if you just run this time around, this actually does get you the name, I mean the value of that key you're trying to get. And you can see get the name, even though there was another way we could do it that we did mention earlier somewhere, this particular one, right? So but these are just simply using dictionary to actually still do all of this. Okay, so lastly I want to look through the dictionary. So this is the entire dictionary here, right? So what I want to do is to use for loop to look through the dictionary. Remember, I also did use for loop to look through the list, right? Remember, we kind of like, I mean, if I remove this, we kind of like had a list, and to look through it, you have to say for item, that is, each of these would be represented as item. Then just help me print everything so I'll be get it right. And we actually did add a separate topic on talking about the loops. So I showed us how we could use the for loop for multiple reasons. And anyways, let's just move on to the real stuff we're treating now. So but if you take a look at this, how do we actually want to look through a dictionary? Because a dictionary has a key and a value for each, right? So don't worry. So all you just need to do is say for key. Okay, so for key, comma, then value. Now the reason why we are doing this is because our dictionary has key and value, right? So for this key and this value, in then your dictionary name student, and put in a colon. Okay, that's it. So then print. Okay, so you could decide to print just the key. Now if we run this now, this will of course only just print you just the keys. We kind of have a little error here. Okay, so the error is really just very slight, but that's also good that we did notice it. So the thing really is that remember the combination of this uh, key and value is called items, right? So remember that was almost what we learned recently. So items is just a combination of this key and value. So if you wanted to look through properly for the dictionary, okay, I mean we were correct. So for the key and value in student, but you just needed to add dot item here, okay, like this. So it goes into your dictionary, okay, and then fetch the key and the value, and you could decide to print just the key only or both the key and value. Well, let's just print the key for now, and you see you get all the keys. If you wanted to print, of course, the value, you could just put in a comma here, and then you run this. This is going to print the values as well, just right beside it. Okay, so you get to see the result just about right now, and then you can see we have both the name, and you can see how it's able to look through that. Well, let's make this interesting. I could You could just add a double quote and space like this. So I just want a space, though there's already a space. Remember the basic way to concatenate. I mean the very old way to concatenate is like you put in plus like this. So though there is already space there, but if you just wanted, if yours wasn't having the space, you could just do that. Okay, so oops, we have an error anyways. So that's because we have a combination of number in our dictionary. Yeah, so I mean we're not trying this though, but that works. So you could use the F string. That's the best option, by the way. So you could, I mean you don't have to do this, but what I just want to do is to wrap this, these are variables. You could wrap them inside your curly bracket this way. Okay, and this has to be an F string. Okay, so that F string recognizes that the key and values are variables. Then I mean you don't need this comma again. You could just add normal text here, or maybe hyphen or equal to anything. It's just like you are combining text with all of these your variables. Okay, so if you run this now, it doesn't change anything. We just have two equals between it, and if you just want to add your own text, you have to use the F string, because right, you get the idea. Okay, so this is just all about the basics of dictionary. And once you've understood this, I think diving into web development or data analysis or data science for more complex tasks or cybersecurity, I think you have enough knowledge learning dictionary to move into any of those fields.